Federal government has inaugurated an Interministerial Committee on Research and Innovation to boost food and energy security and significantly reduce Nigerians' reliance on imports. Vice President Kashim Shettima launched the committee at the State House in Abuja, urging members to work towards slashing the country's imports bill by 50%. He emphasized that the initiative reflects President Bola Tinubu's commitment to harnessing intellectual and financing resources to build a robust, innovation-driven economy. This is more than just forming a committee. It's about driving a bold vision, transforming Nigeria into a $1 trillion innovation-led economy within the next decade, Shettima stated. Outlining the committee's terms of reference, the Vice President said it will focus on 5 key sectors with the potential to transform the nation. Senator Shettima also revealed that his committee lays the groundwork for a presidential plenary on innovation, an annual event approved by President Tinubu. The plenary will gather leaders from academia, research institutions, industry, civil society, and governments to align innovation priorities, personally presided over by the President. Speaking also, the Minister of Innovation, Science and Technology, Uche Naji, lauded the collaborative efforts led by the Vice President. He highlighted the importance of synergy among ministries and agencies to avoid duplication and maximize resources. This initiative, this committee that has been set up by the Vice President, still under the presidency, to cut food imports by 50%. Do you think this is a move that we will say is laudable? Is this a commendable move?
Well, it is, but how will it ever work? We'll sabotage it. Because we have tests for foreign things. Most people here, if you give them local rice, they say no. Where is Nigeria? No. Get made imported. The same people who are making the law, the circumstance of the committee will sabotage the committee. That's the problem in this country. We lost trust. We are not patriotic. We don't believe in Nigeria. That's our problem. Is it the first committee that's setting? We have Operation Feed the Nation. We have name it, a Green Revolution, and so on and so forth. Have they worked? Have they worked? They will vote money into this thing. The same man who is setting it up, does he eat Benue rice, Brono rice? That's the problem. Then how will you boost food production when you have left the locals like that? How many mechanized farmers do you have in this country? Okay, take for instance, how many universities produce rice of their own? I don't want to begin to mention universities. How many people in agriculture department, faculty of agriculture, can really make a research and come up with a workable ideology that can help the nation? Even here, their immediate university. Can university go into their own agriculture and feed the school? That's the problem. They just come and make noise and do paperwork and dump it in the drawer. And people go back to where they are. That's the problem. Is it laudable? Yes. Is it implementable? They should come back. This national, you see, there is an issue. I keep telling people, there are certain policies we must unbundle and allow the locals to buy into it. Encourage them. Make lands available. They are rather talking about proper development than agricultural development, where they have quick money, forgetting that there is so much money in agriculture. A lot of nations in the world, agriculture drive the economy. Okay? So now we used to hear that Malaysia thereabout came to this country, this part of the world, East, and took this palm oil seed, and today they made a lot of breakthroughs, easy to drive their auto, easy to do machineries, and so on and so forth. So the problem is that even these people who say they are billionaires and investors, how many of them is invested in agriculture? So now, having come with this blueprint, you should compare. There should be a law. There should be a law that every investor that has to do with government must have farm, must have agriculture, agribusiness. Is agri chain. Let's assume they give you a license and want to invest in this and that. You must have investment in agriculture. It's not going to prepare indomie, prepare noodle industry, and they want to do that. That noodle industry has to do with corn, flour, and so on and so forth. Yet you import it. You import the millet from outside.
But we have states that have their own specifically their beauty of most of these commodities that we
is what I said now.
Like
every state has some competitive advantage. Every state has its own competitive advantage. Everybody's looking on to oil allocation. That's the problem we're having now.
So why have we not? Even the cocoa, the cashew nuts and
let me tell you here in Rivers State, years back, they do what they call some palm. It was the largest palm plantation the whole West Africa, if not Africa. Now they call it Sia. What happened to it? What happened to it? It just they just think it's nothing. But there's so much money in palm produce. Even international market, palm oil is higher than that of the whatever crude and so on and so forth. Why have we not buy into that and put our eyes there, face it, and make our resources? No. What they've done, they've given that to one company they call SIAT. Yes. Now, if you go to add a palm there, name it. You can as well grow up the soil in the north. They can also produce palm trees there. So our problem is mismanagement, the mispriorities. We have not given really proper attention to agriculture. That's the problem. Thank God for what they have done, but I'm afraid whether to work. I'm afraid.
Okay, so before now, the federal government has literally come up against the imports of most of this food production, food commodities that we consume. As of yesterday, there were reports that, the custom intercepted about 1,600 or 1,300 bags of foreign rice that were smuggled. In that instance, they said this is meant to undermine the production of our local rice and our local commodities that we consume. When you refer to the rice situation, looking at it, I also asked this question.
If you have surplus,
do you know that we consume more of the foreign rice than
that's
the
what I'm telling you. We're encouraging those.
So what's the possibility that
we're encouraging those things? It's the same big people. Poor man cannot import rice. Where do you get the money? Why do you get dollar? You know how much dollar per naira? You know how many dollar per dollar? We're importing those rice, those foreign rice. The same big men, the same people in this committee, would they swear by African culture that they don't import rices? They import everything. Even the local noodle, they will prefer noodle from England, from Europe, and so on. Yes. Smuggling, you call it smuggling, because that's what you see. We have a lot of outlets that the same people at the border can compromise. Because maybe those who decided not to play game. But smuggling is different from importing. Because if you have enough, if you smuggle 100 bags into this country, you can't make headway. Smuggle 500,000 bags here, you can't make because you have enough. If I own a cheap, who buy that one? That is the issue. If we are getting Nigerian rice, because there are clean Nigerian rice, it are great, they are there. I prefer it's even richer, and that's nutrition, it's better than this parboiled. So if you have abundant, that one will die. Who will go to smuggle rice into this country longer? Because nobody will buy from you now. With the rate of naira and dollar, you smuggle in 1,000 bags of rice, you will lose. Who will buy it? People eat more people eat rice. Oh. Big man at the top. what thing they even eat? So if you produce it, encourage local farmers. Place like Abakaliki, Rivers State has enough. You don't need irrigation in Rivers State to produce rice. So the government should put serious attention on this thing. Open up the local areas. Open or not long. There are not even flavor over the place. No problem. Is beauty, aesthetic. But look into rural areas and see what they can produce. You are talking about rice. Gari is most important. It's more consumed than any other thing. Yam flour, cassava flour is more consumed than those things. Encourage these things. In the morning, you just put your garden and eat your eba, and you are gone. Rice, the people see it as a bird's food, fowl food. Rice not be food though. So the problem, the government should come down, give agriculture a proper attention. How much they vote for agriculture when it comes to budget? How much? Then look at comparative advantage, the procurement of every state. State government proper particularly should do something. After it's in the concurrent list, you are allowed to produce. You are allowed to. You mean we cannot? Justice cannot be here. We are not ready. We have been corrupt years back in terms of tests and everything. Look at Nigerians are going to manufacture vehicle and build vehicle. We don't invite them. How many innocent? How many non-man are in the government system? Do we buy their vehicles? We don't. We still go to buy Toyota. We buy Honda. We buy Pathfinder. But there are local SUVs here. We cannot patronize them. So what do you expect? They should stop. They should also stop importation of vehicles. Starting autos. They should stop. So what are we talking about? See all the people. Have you seen local Nigeria vehicle in it? How do you encourage employment? So if you encourage local production generally, that employment.
Thank you.